Good morning, folks, and welcome back to another episode of South of the Cheddar Curtain. As always, it's your boy, Devin Hine, sitting across the Microsoft Teams screen from the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Lucas Mueller. You want to start with the folks, Luke?
Hello, folks.
Well, my friends, the curse of Devin being confident is alive and well, because I was feeling that those Carolina Panthers are not going to be a problem. And maybe it wasn't the Panthers that was the problem. Maybe we were the problem because our boys had a classic Matt LaFleur no-show against a lesser opponent. Drop into Carolina 16-13. At home, Luke. We let that happen in our own house.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, I feel bamboozled after this one.
And dowdled. Dowdled, too. That's
and
a
dowdled.
verb.
And Rosenbloomed.
Bro.
But why I feel bamboozled is we're better than this, man. Well, we thought we were better than this. Are we not better than this?
Can I just pause for a second in the fact that, like, Christian Roseboom is someone that you watch from, like, a random team, and you're like, who the hell is that dude? How is he in the NFL? You know, you watch him for a play or two, it goes right by him, and then he looks good against us.
Meanwhile, against us, he had 15 tackles and a forced fumble. But, yeah.
Rose boom, baby. Bring in the boom.
That's a tough one. But, yeah, like, I don't really have words. I was hoping that being a week removed at this point, I would have some better reflection on the loss. And no, I'm still just as annoyed and perplexed as I was. Like, one of these days, like, we just have to actually put a good game together and route, or at least confidently win a game against an inferior opponent. Good teams do that, at least sometimes, and we apparently just refuse to do it at all. We're just going to drop games to bad teams. The only good news is we beat the good teams, we lose to the bad teams. Assuming we make the playoffs, you know, we're not going to see the Panthers and Browns there, thankfully.
Well, let's hope not. I mean, listen, with 7 seeds in each conference, bro, and the AFC South, I mean, you got the Bucks, but besides that, like, they're hurt. But that division's a joke, dude. We could see the Panthers in the playoffs.
Unlikely,
but not a non-zero.
Not a non-zero. You're right. They are over 500 now. They're 5-4. We have the same amount of wins as the Panthers. That's a problem.
That's really bad. That's really bad. And, you know, going into the season, I was kind of, you know, hoping with Bryce Young looking better than last season. I don't think he's looked much better or, like, to the point of the highs from last year. He's been fine. But, yeah, this team is just literally like Rico Dowdle. And
that's it.
They have as many wins as us. Yeah. So I know this may be a little depressing, but I just got to share it with y'all. You know, I think that going into this season, we felt a little bit of pressure for, you know, the window, right? Because we got all these young guys, but the problem with all these young guys is, you know, time passes. You have to pay these people, especially looking at the receiver and tight end room, right? We kind of figured this year or next year were going to be our best chances. Mm-hmm. But with the Micah Parsons trade, that pressure has turned up just a little bit more.
Correct, because now we don't have 2 first-round picks the next 2 years, right? We're kind of pushing our chips to the middle of the table here.
Well, not only does it detract from, you know, recuperating, you know, future assets, 2 first-round picks to replace whoever we lose, it also means we're going to lose more people because of Micah's contract.
Correct.
And with the way we're playing right now, bro, we're not going nowhere. We are not going nowhere. And I really hope that your point is going to come to fruition, that we will not be playing bad teams like this in the playoffs, and that we will play up to our competition, which we have for most of the season. We're gonna see a taste of that tomorrow night, Monday night against the Eagles. But we need to figure it out, because right now we are wasting one of the most talented teams that we have ever seen.
Correct. We're wasting the youth and cheap talent that we do have on offense at the skill positions. And then another good year by Jordan Love overall, and Micah Prime. Like, we can't miss these opportunities by not showing up prepared to play a football game, right? Like, if Bryce Young went nuclear, that's a different story, right?
What do you mean? He threw for 102 yards and an interception, Lucas. Is that not going nuclear?
Well, let's. I heard this on a couple other Packers podcasts, but he finished 11 of 20, right? The first drive, he was 4 for 4. Okay. That means the rest of the game, he completed 7 passes.
Elite. He has a higher jersey number than completed passes after the first drive.
How do you lose that football game? Good teams don't lose that football game.
Well, I mean, they were giving us a lot of unprepared looks, right? Like, who would have thought the Panthers were going to want to run the ball down our throat with Rico Dowdle?
I mean, I definitely would not have expected that, right? Them to use their strength. That's crazy. And that's something that Matt LaFleur talked about at halftime, right? He going into the half. He's like, oh, they're playing us exactly how we thought. Then why aren't we doing anything about it?
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. At some point, bro, go to like 4-4. Bring in Tyron Hopper. Have 4 linebackers, you know?
Yep.
You could have Isaiah McDuffie cover Xavier Legette. Like, that's fine. If it needs to happen, that's fine. I trust him in that.
Just don't cover Tet McMillan with that. But yeah.
Okay. Ted McMillan, man, I kind of called that, unfortunately.
He's good. I think my biggest problem kind of with how we did defensively, like we cannot blame the defense for this loss completely, obviously. But yeah, why are we so afraid to go heavy? And I get we've had some injuries on the defensive line, but at this point, we have to at least roster 5 defensive tackles, I think, every week if we can.
Oh, totally.
We just like refuse to do it.
But especially against Carolina and how
especially
they were
when
play
half
us.
of them like aren't particularly good of the ones that we do roster.
We need the freshest version of Nazir Stackhouse.
Correct.
To maybe have him not allow someone to go up to the second level and pick Quay off right away.
Right. And the couple times we've seen Warren Brinson, he's looked good relatively in small sample size. So I really don't understand what we're doing there, especially when you don't have LVN to take a couple snaps at D tackle, right? Like we're missing that depth as well. We knew what they were going to do. We have to be prepared to just go heavy on defense. And let Bryce Young beat you because it's not going to happen.
And with the Panthers too, especially, like they wanted to go heavy and pound it down our throat. It's not like, for example, we're playing a team like the Eagles or the 49ers.
Correct.
Or teams that have a more prolific passing game that also then have the opportunity to run out of gun. Right? Because then if you go heavy, you have 3 linebackers on the field and I have 3 receivers, I win, right? Panthers weren't doing that. They were lining up with 2 tight ends, tight end and a fullback. You okay over there?
I am. I was just me and Devin both are kind of keeping an eye on this Berlin game that the NFL's putting on. And, Jonathan Taylor, unbelievable, just won the game in a walk-off.
He's having a nice day. It's probably, 300 yards for him total?
Yeah, I think so, because this last drive was all him. As much of a homer pick as it was, I really wanted us to draft Jonathan Taylor in that draft because he is special.
Mr. Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Is not a big Badger fan myself, but just, growing up as a Packer fan, you hear Wisconsin things. And it's just nice that one of those Wisconsin backs that ran for 10 yards a carry in college looks that good in the NFL,
Correct. It's been a while.
Back to running game. Back to the Panthers.
Back to someone else's running game, yes.
They went heavy personnel, so it's not like you're going to get bamboozled if, you go dime or you go nickel, right?
Right. And who are you afraid of? They have Tet McMillan.
Mitchell Evans? Evans?
Right. They have Tet McMillan, Xavier Legette, who no one's scared of. He's a bad wide receiver. Tet's good. Jalen Coker, not scaring you. Jimmy Horn Jr., not scaring you. John Tavian Saunders, my goodness.
Isn't it Sanders?
Sanders. That was
Colonel
the problem
Sanders.
You had with how I said that, was Sanders versus Saunders.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the receiving core, right? Like, who cares about any of them? Minus Tet.
I know. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know what to say. And Hopper's looked good too. Like that is who you would bring in if we're going to go heavy.
Yeah.
Unless we're going to do some weird 5 down lineman 5-2 whatever, which I haven't seen us do. But it seems like when people are going to go heavy,
how could we? That'd require every defensive tackle we roster at one time, essentially.
Okay, true and deep. I don't know. You put Kingsley Enagbari in a nose tackle. I don't know.
That's the scary part. We kind of already are sometimes.
Yeah, he's playing a lot.
Yeah, he's looking good. But, yeah, just us being afraid of their passing game or not being willing to just play with fire there with it just makes no sense to me. Now, look, we gave up 16 points. No big deal. Right? McManus misses a kick. We should have had 16 points. But, yeah, somehow not stopping Rico Dowdle when that's all they even attempted to do makes it even worse, right? Like, you can survive if you run up against a quarterback that just randomly got super hot that day. It happens, right? We kind of did the last time we played the Panthers, right, on Christmas, I think. Bryce Young, we had, like, the greatest game of his career.
Literally.
Against us. Now, that was a Joe Barry defense, I understand. But, like, if you run into that situation, at some point you're like, okay, fine, whatever. But, like, they just did exactly what you thought they'd do, and you had nothing for them.
Yeah, and Rico looks a lot better than he ever did in Dallas. I thought he was
what is going on with that?
Good back in Dallas, but he's also like he's not Derrick Henry.
No.
He's not. And the boys just didn't seem like they had any interest in wanting to tackle him. Like Javon Bullard at the goal line was just like, nope, I'll let you just juke me out of my shoes. /
5'11",
get run over.
5'11", 215, by the way. It's a good size back, but nothing crazy there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like you know running back numbers better than I do, but that doesn't sound. You're
That's
thinking of like a bruiser.
Pretty average.
You think I'm bruiser? You're thinking like 220, 230.
Yeah. You're thinking like what A.J. Dillon should have been, 230, 240, right? Derrick Henry, right? So, yeah, that was a tough one. You ready to complain about the offense?
Oh, hell yeah, I am. Matt LaFleur, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you just doing Ask Madden and on
Ask
the
Madden
play
would
sheet,
be better.
It's just like what? So one bubble screen, one running back screen, like one, let's do a deep post to Christian Watson. Well, Matthew Golden first, and then when he doesn't do it right, to Christian Watson, and then do the same thing again into like quadruple coverage later. Like, what are you?
And then more bubble screens. Bubble screens.
Man, listen, the bubble screen can be great, right? You're facing a really intense pass rush. You scheme it up nicely with the numbers. You get the good look. I can understand it's a nice wrinkle of the offense. It shouldn't be like every other play, though.
Correct.
Jordan Love was not getting sacked every other play. The offensive line hasn't been great, but like that's something you do if you really cannot stop the pass rush, right?
One sack, yeah.
What are we doing? We have all these receivers. Like we have a even with the injuries in this game, you still have Christian Watson.
Yep.
You still have Romeo Doubs. You still got Savion. You still got, Golden went out later. I know Tucker Kraft went down, and we're going to talk about it.
Boy, are we ever.
Awful, awful, awful. But Musgrave came in and looked good.
Yeah, he was fine.
Chris Brooks, little third down, move the chains, first down, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have all these pieces, you got all these beautiful cars in your garage, why are you going out with the Prius? What are we doing? What are we doing, Matt LaFleur? You're better than that, my boy. You're all about scheming things open, marrying the run and the play action, getting people moving in space. Like, that's when you're in your bag. Why are you going for these cheap meal, lazy-ass wide receiver screens? You're better than that.
I'm glad that's where you went because that was definitely one of my pet peeves. And also just like a general, and I get Golden went out, but it feels like we are highlighting Savion more than Matthew Golden. And I get that Matthew Golden's had more targets and more catches and everything, right? But it feels like that's more in the rhythm of the offense. And it's like, hold on. We got to throw some weird shit to Savion just to kind of keep him engaged or something, right? And I get that he's a good guy for those bubble screens and that kind of thing. He did give up the fumble. Our wide receivers did not block the bubble screens well. But then, okay, after like the second time, why are you still running it? Clearly, we're not capable of handling it right now. And Christian Watson's on a pitch count, and he's your best blocker at wide receiver. Then you're running out Malik Heath a bunch throughout the game.
To block for bubble screens.
It's a block for bubble screens, and then he gets blown up, causing the fumble. And also, hold on. I understand this is just us complaining, basically, for the first 15 minutes of this episode, but that's okay. The 4th and 8. Right? What are we doing on the 4th and 8?
Oh, where Jordan throws it to the DB, Michael Jackson, who's
No. Well, I don't really even care. But yes, that play. So let's talk about that play and how we got there. Okay, 4th and 3, we get a penalty, back us up. You don't go for 4th and 8 unless you have to, right? Very low percentage. You especially don't go for 4th and 8 when your offensive weapons out there are Emmanuel Wilson. Okay, that's not Josh Jacobs.
Who also wasn't it the previous play on 3rd and whatever, wide receiver screen or running back screen to Emmanuel Wilson, bro.
It got blown up. Yeah. So you got Emmanuel Wilson, not Josh Jacobs, not even your 3rd down guy, Chris Brooks, in, right? You got Savion, who's done nothing but catch bubble screens and occasionally fumble them so far, right? You got Malik Heath, who, like, we've talked about Malik Heath a decent amount on this podcast. He's fine. But in a gotta-have-it situation, I don't want Malik Heath out there.
Absolutely not.
And then Romeo. And John Fitzpatrick. Musgrave wasn't even in. It's like,
I mean, that's a killer.
What are you doing? It's all of our, like, 2nd and 3rd stringers on the play of the game on 4th and 8. So, yeah, Jordan just chucks one up to Romeo, who happens to step out of bounds.
And then he gives up on the play, so it looks worse.
Right, because he steps out of bounds and doesn't want the ball thrown to him. Now, you better hustle once the ball's in the air, because, like, you got to do something, right? Like, what if the DB tips it, which he kind of did? You got to at least be there to try to make a play, make the tackle, whatever.
Bro.
Right? You got to get back in it.
Listen, Michael Jackson should not, which is his name, by the way. I'm not, mentioning actual Michael Jackson. I know I have segues, but folks. Michael Jackson shouldn't have just tipped that ball, Lucas. It was in his hands, and Michael Jackson could have been Michael Jackson dancing his ass to the end zone because he would have been gone.
He just had a couple
nothing.
Yeah,
there was nothing.
No,
a couple what? A couple blades of grass.
A couple linemen.
A couple blades of grass with the angle with how the pocket was. He's unless DK Metcalf comes out of Pittsburgh to chase him down like Buda Baker, ain't nobody getting him. I promise you that.
No, I'm with you on that. Unless Zach Tom becomes the Terminator or whatever, right?
It'd be nice to see Zach Tom be the Terminator. I need the lineman. Hey, you know what? If Anthony Belton was out there, I swear to God, he would have got him. Love that man.
Oh, but so, like, okay, that play looked terrible, and people are going to be like, what is Jordan doing? Another terrible decision, especially after the pick earlier in the game. But it's like, the context matters for that play, especially. Because what are we doing? If you don't have the players available to call a decent play or to make a play, don't do it. Because that wasn't the end of the game. That wasn't the last play of the game or something. We didn't have to go for it in that situation. We kicked that field goal. If we kick that field goal, it's a tie game.
Yeah.
And then none of the rest of the shenanigans matter. We get a chance at the win, or the Panthers try to go for the touchdown to win the game at the end. All of which were better than just losing on a field goal. That field goal would have been to tie, not win, or they would have kept trying, right? Ugh. Terrible idea. Just why would you go for it? Matt is so bad in these situations. Like, I'm a big Matt guy, right? I trust him a lot. I think he's got a great offense. Does good things for quarterbacks, generally. But just some of these 4th down, when to go and when not to go, seems like he's just kind of flipping a coin. And this was such an obvious do not go for it situation. Unless he just completely lost all faith in McManus. And then, I don't know, have your other kicker play that you're rostering currently.
That would have been like a 40-yard kick, though. Like, we were close.
Yeah, it wasn't a far kick at all. No, it should have been a chip shot. Now, I get McManus has been bad recently, but
within 40 yards, like, okay, time out here. McManus has had a few struggles with his injury. I think it's apparent and clear to everyone that he is not 100%.
Then why is he playing?
Back too early.
Why is he playing?
Should have been Haversick. Well, I mean,
we didn't cut Haversick. We didn't cut him.
No, I know. Listen, I'm not saying
we should have realized the mistake 2 weeks. I understand. We should have realized the mistake 2 weeks ago when McManus looked bad because he was. I still
agree
hurt.
with you. But if he was, 75% 2 weeks ago, now 80 to 85, whatever. At some point, he'll get back to the threshold where I believe he will be kicking as he was. I would still think that you would have confidence in him within 40 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's that bad, why the hell are you not playing Haversick? Like, that's a real question. And some people kind of swing a little far, and I'll admit I'll admit I am one of them that is, questioning a little bit like, okay, do we just ride with Haversick? Much smaller sample size. McManus has been way better over his career.
100%, yeah.
But at least with what we've seen from Haversick this season, going 6 for 6 or whatever it was, being, automatic.
10 for 10 total, 5 for 5 on field goals.
And I don't know, setting the Packer record. I mean, that's something. That's something. I at least have thought I'm ahead of, okay, like, we see what happens here, but maybe we end up riding Haversick because he's younger. If he can keep kicking this well, he's not going to get worse for a while. And McManus is not a spring chicken and is hurt.
Correct. And here's my thought on that, right? After the first game, you should have known. If he wasn't good to go, okay, let's sit him another week, right? Let's bring Haversick back for this last game against the Panthers and then figure it out from there. Because now all of a sudden, if he has a bad game against the Eagles, do you cut him? Like, what do you do at that point, right?
McManus. Yeah.
Because now you have a real problem. And we know with kickers, 3 bad games in a row probably means the fourth one's not going to be great, right? Because then now, outside of the injury issue, you're now they're in their own head. And that can take a long time to figure out.
And we saw Crosby snowball a few times.
Correct. And it took like a season. And then you come back next year, fine. But I'm not willing to just punt on the kicking season this year with McManus, right? Like, if he's not good to go, bring up Haversick. We're in a spot right now where it's not an issue. We can hold 2 kickers on the roster. We're kind of holding a spot, it feels like, for Jaden Reed or whatever when he comes back anyways. We don't have a full roster. If we cut Haversick, no one really that we need to bring up. Just play the kid, right? Play the guy. Sit McManus if that's what's needed. And if that's not what's needed, McManus better make his kicks or he's got to go. Like, I don't want to do this again.
Yeah, we need to take a bullet out of the Packers' self-inflicted Russian roulette.
Correct. Just take
missed field goals, offensive line penalties, Matt LaFleur not knowing how to manage another game. Like, we got all these ways that we can mortally wound ourselves out of the playoffs, and let's just take one out of the chamber.
That would
please.
be great. That would be great.
Fantastic. But yeah, Matt LaFleur, man, it really amazes me. Really amazes me that not only Matt LaFleur, but there are so many NFL head coaches that in these clock management situations are just so wrong. Mm-hmm. And I've heard people on YouTube point out, I don't know if I brought this up on the show before, but like, should they have somebody who plays Madden who seems to just have like a better idea of time and clock management, like actually like be on the sideline giving them suggestions, just as to, to go for it, to not timeouts, tempo. Well, it's insane to me. And, part of me thinks that, I'm not an NFL head coach. I'm not in the moment. I don't have all the stressors and, a million things going on, right? When we're anxious, when we're stressed, you don't see things clearly.
Right.
Right? Right. You go back after a college test, you were stressed, you go back to some of the answers and you're like, man, what the hell was I thinking? Because you weren't thinking clearly.
Right.
And the obvious answer is so in front of you. But I'm going to counter my own point with these are the 32. These 32 humans that are NFL head coaches are the best of the best, or they're at least in the top 50, right? There might be some people in college or people that are offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators that may be better, but I'm going to say they're at least in the top 50. Yeah, I really hope so.
I would agree.
So they should be experts in these situations at being able to calm all nerves and silence whatever haters in their head could be there, and make the accurate decision based upon the game, based upon the situation, based upon timeouts, based upon everything that comes into play. And it baffles me that they're so bad so often.
Completely agree. And I think some coaches, if I'm remembering what I've heard correctly, they do have people for that, right? I'm semi-convinced that that's part of Rich Bisaccia's job. Right?
Oh, no. It explains so much.
He's the assistant head coach. I think that's some of his duties, right?
Okay, he needs to go.
When we get to the point where like Sean McVay has a person on his staff just to keep him off the field and to yell at him and like pull him back onto the sideline, right? I think the Packers can make sure that there's somebody that's just like, yeah, I don't think we should go for it, or like we should call timeout now, right? in Matt's head, 100%. And look, I get that we're looking at a lot of things with hindsight, and you have to judge the process, not necessarily the result, right? Because if we kick the field goal on 4th and 8, miss the field goal, people could be like, oh, well, that was a dumb idea, right? But no, that was the correct process. That was the correct thing to do at that point in time.
Okay, Coach LaFleur talk.
If it's 4th and 3 and all the analytics say go for it and you get stuffed or whatever happens, defense makes a good play, right? Okay, that was a good process. That was a good process, but the result was bad. But on some level, you have to have some consistency with how you make decisions. There has to be a process to how you handle late game decisions or go for it situations. I think that's the part that it feels like we don't have. There isn't like, in any given situation, I could just pause the game, right? And I could be like, Devin, what's LaFleur going to do before he makes the decision? He's going to go for it? Is he going to kick? Is it going to be pass? You're not going to know because there doesn't seem to be anything, right? It doesn't seem like he has criteria for when he's going to do different things. He just kind of does them.
Actually, Lucas, if you were to text me at any point in the game and ask in a key situation,
or you
Devin,
just pick the opposite of what you would do, and then you're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either the opposite, or I would, you'd be like, what is he going to do? And I'm going to say the wrong thing.
Correct. Yeah.
The wrong thing.
Because you look at teams like the Lions, right? And it bites them in the butt because sometimes they're way too aggressive. But you know what the process is. You can live with it because you reap so many rewards from it as well. If you're the other way and you want to trust your defense, that's cool. That works a lot of the time too. But if you don't stick to your guns, you open up the possibility of just being wrong all the time versus like half the time. And that kind of feels like that's the world we're living in, where LaFleur just makes the wrong decision every single time.
It's like a little panic meter thing. And LaFleur was way too conservative.
Yep.
And now, I'm different now. Scared money don't make money. Flip that switch all the way to the other side. And I'm just going to go for it all the time. And Matt, life isn't black and white, buddy. We can be gray. Situations matter.
Context matters, right?
Yeah.
And look, I don't want to fire Matt LaFleur. He's a very good head coach. I feel the vast majority of the head coaches in the league are worse than him. He runs a good offense. He seems to have a pretty good locker room. Like, I don't want to go down that road. But Matt, can we silence the haters and just make some good decisions in a row and have a good offensive game plan tomorrow night?
It'd be nice. And honestly, despite everything that we just said about Matt LaFleur, despite about the fact that we lost to the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers, we gave up like 45 yards in each game, despite the fact that we are very injured going into this game against the Eagles, which I know we're going to go over, man, I can't quite put a finger on it except, I can, because Matt LaFleur, when his back is up against the wall, or at least he feels that way, when we're playing a very good opponent, man, oh man, that man has a very deep bag that he can just bring all sorts of tricks and surprises out. And I am feeling like we're going to have a real big bounce back game against the Eagles, bro. How do you think, what are some things we can do to get that done?
This is an easy answer, okay? More bubble screens. However, what we're going to do, Savion had the strongest arm at TCU, right? So we're going to do a bubble screen to Savion. Christian Watson's going to be out there, right? Ghost block release down the sideline. Savion to Christian Watson, 50-yard touchdown based off the bubble screen. The Panthers game was merely, all those bubble screens, merely to show the look that then we're going to counter off of for the Eagles game.
Points for the creativity. Beautiful points for the creativity.
I'm just trying to find a reason for all those bubble screens.
I have heard a lot of calls for the fake bubble screen, like bomb. It's set up by now.
I like my version better, personally.
I like yours way better.
Way better. Sounds so much fun.
I mean, you got to bring back Savion being a quarterback, right?
Yeah,
I don't think we've given him a throw look yet.
No, we haven't. This is the week.
It would help. It would certainly help.
I do want
to. Whoa, wait, time out.
Yeah.
You know what's the key part to that look, though? Key part to that look is on the bubble screen side.
Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which side of the play he's involved. Just make sure when Jair checks into the game,
Oh, yeah.
that's when you call that shit.
100%.
That's when you
He'll
do
bite.
that.
We know he'll bite.
He'll bite. Absolutely. But, oh, no, it's over my head.
I do want to give a quick shout out to, I think, two players that played well, right? Because we've been negative the entire time so far, half an hour in.
I mean, we're keeping it real, man.
Yeah, but there were a couple good things that I think we can look forward to, right? The return of Xavier McKinney being one of them. He's been kind of a ghost so far, back there doing his thing. I think people are kind of thrown away from him. Evan Williams, I think, has been more impactful so far, at least visually, right? But now X comes in with a sack, that nice pick that should have been a much bigger deal in the football game, but whatever.
Also, Lucas,
Yep.
sack, forced fumble.
Forced fumble. You're absolutely correct.
Which our boys, I don't know if it was, I think it was either Enigbari or Wyatt, but someone was over there and just like their head was spun around the wrong way, or could have pretty much gone into their lap. Would have been a 3-point swing, unfortunately.
That would have been nice. But he had a great game, so that's good to see. And then also, once again, our boy Christian Watson doing stuff, catching another bomb. I'm here for the once a game Christian Watson bomb. I'm all over it.
I could not laugh. I couldn't stop myself from laughing at the irony. Just that we ran the exact same
thing.
Deep post play before to Matthew Golden. Gets in good position, can't make the contested catch with two Panthers
tough catch,
on.
especially because he kind of had to like cut through them to get to the football. I'm not going to blame him for not catching that. It would have been a tough catch, but I hope at some point I expect him to make that catch.
I mean, he can't make somebody miss in a phone booth. He probably can't catch with two guys in the phone booth. You know,
That's true.
Limited phone booth abilities
Correct.
from Mr. Matthew
You
Golden.
got to get the man out of the phone booth.
But like, oh, you know what? Rewind. Let's do that one with Christian Watson. And like same exact look, double coverage. Christian Watson's like, yeah, I'm Christian Watson. Did you guys forget? I'm back, baby.
Did you forget I'm like 6 inches taller than Matthew Golden? That helps.
We need a big night out of Christian Watson tomorrow night.
We do.
For sure. I mean, the offense, the world, honestly, the world just looks right when Christian Watson is out there.
And Christian Watson, Jordan Love, that was kind of both their coming out parties a little bit against the Eagles and came in for Hurt Aaron. So
that play,
it feels like that's the last time we've run a drag route for Christian Watson.
Yeah, I think so too. I was thinking back of I had a memory of him running loose in Chicago, but that was like late in the fourth, and it was a jet sweep, I think.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
he
talking
scored
about?
off a jet
reverse,
sweep,
yeah. That was hysterical. Oh my God, Christian Watson does so many good things, so many good things. But man, that play just took me away for a moment. The Jordan slant, whatever it was, across the middle off of play action to Christian Watson, he does like a 360 no scope, right? Because it's a play action, just fires it in there. Christian off to the races. But that was Rodgers' last season, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're playing a really tough Philly team. The team, wasn't looking great. I don't want to say we put like shit that game, but like we could not keep up with Philly.
Correct.
Aaron goes out.
Down
the game feels like it's over. Yeah. We didn't know how hurt Aaron was, and it was just kind of deflation. And then all of a sudden, like Jordan Love to Christian Watson, it was off to the races. It was a jolt.
Yeah.
I've never been defibrillated before, but it's got to be close to the feeling.
It's got to be. So I didn't want us to lose all positives, right? That was two good things that happened.
Oh, I got one for you.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I got one for you. Now, I'm really not happy about the fact that he had more opportunity.
Oh, yeah. This is where I thought you were going. All right.
It's all about opportunity in life, isn't it, folks? It's about being ready for those opportunities when they come. Life has a funny way of presenting them and taking them away. You look at Luke Musgrave, second-round pick, was drafted ahead of Tucker Kraft. He had all the hype his first season coming out.
Yep.
Had a few nice plays. He had that nice wheel route, Luke's favorite route, and downs for the touchdown. And I do feel like he was a favorite of yours. Was it?
He was.
Was it more than just the fact that he was Luke Musgrave? Was there more to it? Remind me.
I loved that he felt like the prototypical seam stretcher. Okay, because that was when we were talking a lot about like your love for Josiah, and I'm like, Josiah can't run down the seam; he's going to be useless. Especially at that point, wanted a seam stretcher. And I'm like, this dude's 6'6", runs like a gazelle until he catches the football. Which you can go back. I called that out during the draft process for us with him. I said this dude gets no yak. I was right, unfortunately. But I love the size and the speed. I'm like, we're getting to kind of the modern day tight end here, and I absolutely loved that. And his name Luke, so that helps. But I'm like, big, tall, athletic, untapped potential because he was injured a lot in college. So hopefully there's a lot of growth left. That's what I was really excited for.
Musgrave comes in, and originally he's tight end 1.
Yep.
Injuries took a toll on him. Tucker Kraft, who apparently when he first got to training camp, people didn't know if he could play football.
Correct. Like it was way too fast for him. He didn't know what was going on, apparently.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. But so then Tucker Kraft, availability is greatest ability, right? Bill Belichick. So he takes tight end 1 job, and Luke Musgrave is all but forgotten. But
Musgrave was losing plenty of snaps to Fitzpatrick early this year.
Oh, at this point too, yeah. I mean, he has fallen down the depth chart after his high draft pick. But now with the injury to Tucker Kraft, it is tying Luke Musgrave. I wish this opportunity presented itself in a different way. I wish that we were just going more 12 personnel looks and you weren't being covered a whole lot. I wish that was how you had your redemption arc. But, brother, the opportunity's in front of you now. He started making plays late in the game. He had a nice, deep, 25-yard, post corner.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Looked great. Unfortunately, and this got called out, and unfortunately, I was like, I thought the exact same thing. Towards the end of the game, we threw him a little flat route, right? With just the corner or safety linebacker, whoever was out there. It was just one-on-one. There's one person between him and the first down marker. He's got to get another 5 yards, but as long as he just stiff arms, jukes, trucks, whatever, we're golden. No,
didn't happen.
Immediately dropped.
Yeah. So it's just, we have to scheme things open in a way for him that we wouldn't need to for Tucker. Let's please, for the love of God, not call any screenplays to Luke Musgrave.
0 Luke Musgrave screenplays ever.
I can't.
Nope.
And I promise you, we're gonna see a tunnel.
100% we are. 100% we are.
Where he lines up. All right, folks, you can see it now. We're gonna go trips left.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be the wide receiver, most out wide.
Yep.
And then when they call hike, he's gonna step closer to the quarterback. Hopefully catch the ball, and then either fall down or be tackled immediately for a loss of 2. And the thing with Luke Musgrave is, it's okay that he falls down as long as he falls down in the end zone.
I thought you were going to say as long as he gets back up again. Be inspirational.
Oh, I like that a lot. I appreciate you giving me that love, but I wasn't going that deep that early. But yeah, it's time for Luke Musgrave. Obviously, the Tucker Kraft injury is devastating to all of those. All of those who live on this earth at the same time as Tucker Kraft. It's such a gift.
Such a gift, and especially after the national coming out party, right? Because we already knew, right? This boy's Kittle 2.0. We already know that. But the world didn't know that. The world learned against Pittsburgh Steelers what our boy Tuck can do. And then to immediately have that taken away from him and us, the world as a whole, is absolutely brutal.
Hot take you're going to love. After that Pittsburgh game, I think we got to switch that name around a little bit. Maybe he isn't Kittle 2.0. Maybe he's Kittle Plus.
Oh, I like it. I changed my fantasy football team name from Kraft Yak and Cheese to RIP Kraft Yak and Cheese. And he will stay in my IR slot for the rest of the season. Despite having more people that I need to put it there because my team is riddled with injuries, he will be honorary captain for my fantasy squad, bringing leadership off the bench. He's gonna stay there for me. R.I.P. Kraft Yak and Cheese, and R.I.P. Indeed. Did you hear Romeo?
Okay, so that was super weird. Romeo Dobbs, when asked about Tucker Kraft, was like, he's in a better place now. Which some people, some pundits have said that that's sarcasm because
I hope so. Yeah,
everyone's treating it's like the season's dead. I don't know, Romeo. I mean, you're wide receiver 1 on this team. I mean, last week you had 70-something catches. So, or not 70, sorry. You had 7 or 8 catches in the majority of the yards.
Yep. 10 targets.
But maybe that is kind of a rallying cry. Like maybe that's how some guys are feeling. Obviously, everyone on that team loves Tucker.
Right.
But the best version of this team has Tucker Kraft as one of the best playmakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a given. That is a certain. That is just fact and gold. But with the rest of these pieces we have and getting Jaden Reed back and what we have seen, like Musgrave can do, this shit can't be over.
Well,
this can't be. Damn it. We have to adjust. That means we go more receivers as opposed to bringing in, unless Josh Wiley is Josiah 2.0. I don't know. Right?
Well, we can talk about him in a minute.
You adjust.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You adjust. And we think we have, to our understanding, we have a plethora of riches at the receiver position. The reinforcements should be coming back. Find other ways to get people yak. I don't know, maybe use Mr. Golden more. Stop wasting plays. That's another thing with these stupid bubble screens. We only have so many opportunities and so many plays in a game.
Correct.
Maybe, treat the receiver room a little bit less like a basketball team. I love you, Malik Heath, but you don't need to be out there nearly as much as you have been.
Nope.
I love you, Savion. I do. Noah was happier for your first touchdown, my boy. Trust me. But, I'd rather have Matthew Golden out there if he's healthy or even Dontavian Wicks this season, right?
100%.
We're talking about problems on offense, and Dontavian Wicks has caught every mother effing pass his way. How does it exist? How are we in a universe where both those things can be true?
Agreed. I completely agree. Oh, man. So, who was our last good tight end before Tuck Kraft?
Jared Cook or Jermichael?
Okay. Yep. I'd say Jermichael because Jared was a little bit more inconsistent. We all have that great memory of him against Dallas, but Jermichael was better. Do you remember what happened in 2010 to Jermichael?
Yes, I do.
I'm trying to be positive here, my man. Trying to be positive.
No, I hear you. And I was literally talking about this, it's just another 2010 comparison. And I remember after Jermichael went hurt with how we were playing, I thought the world was ending too. Mm-hmm. We also lost to Donovan McNabb's Redskins that game.
Which were really bad.
Which was a fair way to feel at that point.
Yeah, 100%. So maybe it's just...
literally 16-13. It was, it was like the exact same effing game.
That's what maybe I'm just trying to be positive over here. Because this Sunday I'm still going to wear my Tucker Kraft jersey. That was a beautiful present from you, my man. But I need something to keep me going, and hopefully that knowledge will be that it feels like a Super Bowl is preordained at this point. And we will ride the coattails of Luke Musgrave and Christian Watson and maybe Matthew Golden if we ever decide to throw him a football in a reasonable position all the way there. That's my hope. We'll see.
Well, and Johnny Fitz, bro. Don't forget about Johnny Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, one of these days, I told you, one of these days I expect him to have like a 2-touchdown game. It's going to be like 2 catches, 10 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm waiting for it.
I mean, he sounds like he's an auto-generated player,
100%.
so people will probably just forget that he's out there.
But let's talk about our new tight end, since we're talking about tight ends. No one's going to care about this conversation, but we will.
Of course we will. I mean, we went to tight end U, other than Iowa. We went to Cincinnati, folks.
Hey.
Josh Wiley, second, third-year player, drafted by the Titans. He's like 6...
He's 6'6".
I was going to say 6'7", and then I stopped myself because last time we talked about a tight end and their height, I was slightly off. Mm-hmm. On the great Harold Fannin, nonetheless.
You were
so
great.
That sin will not be easily forgotten.
I appreciate that.
Of course, brother. Of course.
So what do you know about Josh Wiley?
He is a 6th or 7th round pick out of Cincinnati. He went to the Titans last year. He's got like a 73 overall rating in Madden. That's what I got, Lucas. Fill me in.
Because
what Wikipedia page have you done, sir?
He came out in the same draft as our boys, and I watched a lot of tight ends in that draft, including our boys, our dynamic duo. So I liked him in the late rounds. I liked him. Now I haven't seen him because he hasn't really done anything in the NFL, but he's got similar speed to both of our guys, right? Running same kind of 4.6 40 in the 4.6s. Because Tucker didn't run a crazy 40. I think Luke's faster on paper. It doesn't seem that way.
He is for sure faster on paper.
And Josh Wiley's kind of in that realm right? Same size as Luke Musgrave. I believe he had a couple passes that I remember seeing, kind of thinking back, where he would take him down the sideline. He'd also not a yak guy, right? This is not going to be Tucker Kraft, but he also doesn't fall down immediately either. So there were a couple plays at Cincinnati where he would like just take off, right, and didn't get caught. So
wait, tight ends not named Tucker Kraft can do that?
It's not on this team, it seems. But he's kind of Luke Musgravey. He's kind of Luke Musgravey, honestly. He's a lot like Luke. So
more Musgrave. More Musgrave.
So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we kind of have Luke and Luke 0.5, I would say, on the team.
Dude.
He's probably not quite the athlete, but on paper they're not that far off.
I didn't know that Josh Wiley was on the practice squad. And I was just like, what, Messiah Swinson? Like, is that who we're going to call up? And I was like, listen, there is a non-zero chance we bring back Josiah. I was actually thinking it was a possibility, which if he wasn't there, I mean, would you rather have Josiah or Messiah Swinson? Like, that was not a horrible idea.
Probably Swinson, just because Josiah's not a tight
You're
end.
the devil.
He's not a tight end.
You're the devil. Love Josiah. Love Josiah. Yeah, I mean, hopefully Josh Wiley is a much better Cincinnati tight end for the Packers than Josiah was. I mean, Musgrave, we've seen in the few opportunities he's been out there.
You throw it to him, he can catch it and fall down.
If Wiley can do that and maybe a little upside of not falling down, just like take a few steps, get like 2 more yards, then you can fall down. It's an improvement. It's wonderful. Completely 2 yards can be huge. Game of inches, 2 yards, huge.
He's not going to see the field very much, though. It's going to be a lot of John Fitzpatrick, obviously.
It's going to be a lot of John Fitzpatrick, but again, Matt LaFleur thinks this is a basketball team sometimes.
You're not wrong, except for the DBs, because we'll just roll with whoever's getting torched the whole game and never rotate in the backup who we all know is better.
And it's not like you have a mother effing legend sitting on the bench waiting to be like, oh, you want Travis Hunter? We got Travis Hunter at home. Put in Bo. Why not?
We might see Bo on both sides of the field this game with the injuries.
Yeah. Oh, I just had a very scary image of Bo on A.J. Brown.
Okay, don't do that. Put him on Devontae Smith.
No. It's like that. It's like this wonderful cringy GIF that I've seen where it's like, somebody call an ambulance, but not for me. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared of that matchup for A.J. Brown. He seems like he's been unhappy with target share in Philadelphia. There's, rumors he wanted to be traded, et cetera, et cetera. If you're in an uneasy mental place and you have to go against Bo Melton, bro, make sure people are looking after that man. But don't worry. We won't put Bo Melton out there because, the ghost of Nate Hobbs will not allow us to do things that are appropriate for our pass
He's
defense.
out this week, man. We're going to be all right. Now, that doesn't mean Bullard in the slot the whole game.
It does mean Bullard in the slot, which may not be a whole lot better for trying to go man. That's a problem.
That's going to be not great. Especially if you put like Devontae Smith in the slot, I could see him doing that. We got problems at that point.
Or Dallas Goddard. Oh, no, Carrington Valentine, Dallas Goddard. I forgot about that. Revenge game, Carrington Valentine. You seeing it?
But at least between Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon, one of them's going to talk so much shit to A.J. Brown all game, right? Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Wait, timeout though. Okay, let's think about that as a storyline for this game. Just the 2 names that you mentioned. First of all, they're going to talk all shit to A.J. Brown, which is hilarious to me. But also, I mean, we want to talk about revenge game, bro. Both those boys, Keyshawn fumbles, which wasn't a fumble,
True.
But the ball still came out of your hands. And if you're a ball carrier,
don't do that.
It's like if you're a receiver and the ball hits your hands, it's your responsibility to catch it. If you're a ball carrier, I don't care if it's 3 seconds after the whistle blows and you're walking the ball back to the ref. You protect the football. Mm-hmm. That's your job. Mm-hmm. So Keyshawn with that, and then Carrington Valentine having his manhood stolen from. I don't know how you want to word that, but that was a traumatic event for him personally and for us spiritually as fans when Dallas Goddard took that little bubble screen. Guess they were watching Packers film from the future. Little bubble screen.
Maybe that's why Matt's running it so much.
Yeah, but you see, the difference is that worked. Matt, ours don't, bro. Do something different. Yeah, so you got a little revenge game there. You got Mr. Heart on the Sleeve, Josh Jacobs. Like, he's been very emotional lately, and he was very emotional against Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect, especially with Tucker being out, we're going to try to run the ball. That's not going to be helped by the fact that Luke Musgrave can't run block. So that's
Not at
kind
all.
of a double whammy there.
Not at all. Yeah, our run game's about to get worse.
Lucas, with Tucker being out, yes, I predict that the run blocking should be worse. Do I anticipate that the Eagles will anticipate we're going to try to run the ball? Yes.
Because we try to run the ball every single game into a brick wall every single game, and then we just keep running the ball every single game, which I get you have to run the football in the NFL, but, like, at some point, what are we doing? Last game, we ran pretty well, but...
Eye contact. Look at me.
I'm looking at you.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. Keep your receipt on this one.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles know we're going to try to run the ball. The run blocking is going to be a little worse with Luke Musgrave in there. But I don't think emotional Josh Jacobs is going to give a shit. Give me 2 touchdowns over 90 yards. Not 2 touchdowns of over 90 yards. I'm saying over 90 yards total.
I love Josh Jacobs with 0% chance. He doesn't get caught by the entire defense after 90 yards.
I might just let him have it.
Jordan Davis would walk that man down on a 90-yard run. Jordan Davis might legitimately be faster than Josh Jacobs.
Jordan Davis is not a human being. He is an AI creation. He just
same with Jalen Carter. Both of them, I think, are faster than Josh Jacobs in a straight line.
I was not happy they traded for Jalen Carter.
No,
not Jalen Carter. Jaden Phillips.
Let's talk about the Eagles and who they got a little bit and who annoys us and everything. We'll get to the defense because there's a lot going on the defense, both good and bad, right? But let's focus on the offense, right? We got Jalen Hurts, who I don't
inconsistent, and then pull something out of his ass on third down. It's kind of where like Jalen Hurts.
Agreed. And then tush push, hate it, right? We stopped it twice in one game, which was great.
Apparently, we have some unique looks to stop it. I don't know. Maybe that means we put Bo at nose tackle.
We can't stop Rico Dowdle on a running back dive. How are we going to stop the tush push? We have like half
Bo nose.
We have like half a nose tackle.
Bo can play nose tackle. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put what's his face. We're gonna put Nazir Stackhouse. We're gonna put Stack Daddy on the nose.
Anthony Belton.
And then we're gonna have Bo Melton climb on top of and then jump him over the snap.
Honestly, not a terrible idea. Because we're gonna see it at least once this game, guaranteed, and we will not stop it because we can't stop. We have no nose tackles.
Belton is an elite idea. Got to give you that.
Thank you. Just put as much beef up there as humanly possible. Okay. There's a good thing with that. Cam Jurgens, their center, their really good center, is out. So we're going to play Brett Toth. No idea who that is. Then we got Saquon, in case Jalen Hurts doesn't annoy us enough running the football. So that's a problem. This is a really fun running back room, right? Because then you got Tank Bigsby as the backup, then Will Shipley, and then our boy, the mayor of Door County, A.J. Dillon, fourth string.
Has he still been active the past 2 weeks?
I don't think he after Tank?
Wait. Well, yeah, so they traded for Tank Bigsby, and they also, when they played the real Giants, which makes me so sad that like this year's Giants are just dead.
They are. There was like
they were so much fun.
Like a 3 to 4 week time period there where I was like, all right, this is fun.
I was all aboard that train. Yep. I was like, good for you guys. Little Cam Scatterbo, R.I.P. Wow. It's actually really tragic the NFL lost like 2 of its biggest and best personalities in one season to injury.
I agree.
Where's he going with that?
I don't know either.
Eagles. Oh, A.J. Dillon. Yeah, so after he fumbled
in
that Giants loss where the Giants just fucking spanked him in the second half, yeah, I think he's been on the bench. But Bigsby's got some pop.
So does Will Shipley.
You got to root for the little white boy out of Clemson who looks like it's like Clemson, white, athletic, skill position, player disease. Right? Like Cooper DeJean looks like that dude from Toy Story. Well, he's in Clemson.
No,
he's
Iowa.
He's at Iowa.
Yeah, we'll talk about the defense.
I got my schools confused. No, but Shipley and Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah.
Got that like...
Yeah. They both...
I'm from Clemson. I'm 40. Like, that's how it goes.
100%. Yeah, you know what college they went to just by pulling up their face. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson. That's an annoying wide receiving group as well. Dallas Goedert, cool. He's still good, right? He's still good. I'm not terrified of Dallas Goedert, but he's still good. Then
Carrington might be.
he probably should be. Then their offensive line, you still got Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Lane Johnson. Like, just their offensive line is always going to be good. Onto the defense. They have Moro Ojomo. No idea who that.
Who does things.
He's great.
He's, I think, was like a rookie or second-year pro for them last year. Defensive tackle. He comes out of nowhere.
Then you got the Jordan Davis,
they have a lot of
Jalen Carter issues.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You have a lot of big names on that front, especially. And then it's just like, oh, yeah, there's like their random, third-string edge rusher, third defensive tackle. Yeah.
You got Jalen Phillips, brand new. I'm curious how much he plays. I'm curious how much all of these acquisitions they just got at the deadline play. Zach Bond, who had a career resurgence the last couple years in Philly. So good for him. Nakobe Dean, undersized guy out of Georgia. He was, in theory, the better actual linebacker versus him and Quay, because Quay played next to him.
Nice.
Well, because Quay is kind of turned into eventually kind of what we hoped Quay could be, way higher upside, because Nakobe Dean's just not a great athlete and undersized. Yes.
Before we go to the secondary, is good old Nolan Smith playing, who sacked Jordan Love like 3 times in that playoff game?
I don't think he is.
That would probably partially explain why they traded for Jalen Phillips, because he was like their kind of auxiliary speed pass rusher.
He's kind of like what we hope Colin Oliver turns into, undersized, super fast.
No. Colin Oliver's Micah Parsons.
Obviously, but I'm just throwing out another name. Obviously, he's Micah Parsons 2.0. But until then, right now, he's just a mirage. We don't know if he's real. And then, that secondary is just full of people that are fun. We got Adoree Jackson, backed up by Keely Ringo, right? Just a bunch of names. Back there. We got Reed Blankenship, right? Half of the dynamic
The secondary
duo.
of that team is exciting whites.
Yeah.
Reed Blankenship, Cooper DeJean.
Who every Packer fan wanted. And then...
especially this one right here.
And it's okay because the Packer fan sitting across the screen from you really wanted Quinyon Mitchell, who's been phenomenal out of Toledo at the other cornerback spot. So it sucks. I hate playing the Eagles because there's a lot of guys that I want to like, but they're on the Eagles, so I can't.
They've kind of become a pain in our ass lately.
They really have. I went 0 for 2 last year.
And they kind of just give me like the Chiefs vibe. I mean, they not as consistent as the Chiefs, but like when you think of the team with the most talent in the conference, when you think of the team that is going to be there late this season, you're thinking of like a Super Bowl prediction. I mean, they also, against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl last year, they put on one of the worst ass beatings in a Super Bowl that I've ever seen.
Thankfully, because I did not want the Chiefs to win again. I didn't want the Eagles to win, but I really didn't want the Chiefs to win.
Yeah, I feel that. And also, too, I mean, if they had to win, like, Cooper DeJean gets a pick six. That was a nice little that was a consolation prize for sure.
I agree. That definitely helped out, make me feel better about it. Loved him coming out. We all did. The whole world wanted us to pick Cooper DeJean, and we just didn't.
Break my heart and remind me. Oh, my God, I remember now. And wow, that pick looks so much better now. Jordan Morgan is such a higher asset for us than Cooper DeJean could have ever been. I mean, what would we do without Jordan Morgan?
You know what wouldn't have happened if
I
we
don't
had
know.
Cooper
Maybe
DeJean?
we have a running game. That's what might happen if we didn't have Jordan Morgan.
I'm sorry. We're talking about butterfly effect. Who don't we get in free agency if we have Cooper DeJean? Nate Hobbs.
I think we're going to end the show there. Could you think of like a worse combination? Like, shit, I feel like you have been happier with Jordan Morgan, but he still feels bust is strong, but
I wouldn't call him a bust
definitely,
yet, yeah.
We are no way close remotely in the same page, in the same book, in the same genre.
Or Quinyon Mitchell, by the way. I would have taken him too.
Return on investment.
100% agree. I think we're not doing Jordan Morgan any favors, right? Because he's just playing everything at some point. Like
your first round pick, I get it. It's hard. I get it. So you're not going to take the best version of yourself, but you're a first round pick for a reason. I expect even if you're bouncing positions, I expect if I put you at wide receiver, I see better play out of you.
Yeah, he's been rough,
son,
and it's been very inconsistent, which has been a problem because he's looked okay sometimes then, absolutely tragic other times. So yeah, that's a really rough one.
Pause, just so I can shit on Jordan Morgan a little more. Yeah, on that play where Jordan's running for his life and he throws it to Michael Jackson. Yeah, look who's running around playing pretend patty cake, not trying to block somebody.
Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Morgan.
Yeah, it's been tough.
I'm done.
It's been tough. I really hope it's one of those things where we look back in another 2-3 years, Jordan Morgan's just like our left tackle or something, and we're like, it worked out okay. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
And you know what? In that same universe, in a couple years, I'm going to look at Ginger my cat and be like, when did you get wings?
So this game, right? So it's not just playing the Eagles, which makes it automatically a big game. We're leading the division, barely at this point, right?
We just should not be with how we play lately.
I agree.
That's a joke.
Shout out Vikings, by the way. Shout out Vikings for beating the Bears somehow in that first game, and then shout out Vikings for beating the Lions somehow this last game.
Well, they got Ty Felton, whatever his name is. I mean, he's really boosting the locker room, I'm sure.
Okay.
Right?
Just wait for him next year. He's gonna score a deep touchdown on us one of these days.
I got you on that.
But the Bears are 5-3, right? The Lions are 6-3 or whatever, right? We're 5-2-1. Like this is crucial for our standings in the division and overall. Tiebreaker is going to be huge, right? Because we want to be the echelon. And I would have said a couple weeks ago we were the echelon of the Eagles, the Lions, right? This is a big game for playoff potential, right? This game's going to matter come the end of the season. For tiebreakers, for seeding, whatever, right? It's going to matter. So that doesn't make me feel great that we're losing some of our best players walking into the game. This is going to be a tough one. But like you brought up earlier, situations like this are frequently when Matt LaFleur shows up and shows out, right? Where he has his best games as a coach and a play caller are frequently when the chips looked a little bit stacked against us, even though we're favorites in this game somehow. I get that we get 3 points for being at home, but we're still favorites, which makes no sense to me. But this is the kind of game where he puts out a masterclass and we look like a real football team again, right? It has the feel of that, and if we come out flat, can you imagine what the home crowd's going to do on a Monday night if we're down 14 in the first quarter? It's going to get ugly.
There will be boos.
It's going to get ugly.
There will be boos.
Like, we have to come ready to play, and I think we will. I don't know if we're going to win, but we have to play a real NFL football game for the first time in a while, right? 4 quarters. Like, this has to be a real game. Otherwise, I don't know what we're doing anymore at that point.
With the product that we put on the field lately, with the loss of Tucker Kraft, with how explosive and deep the Eagles are at literally every single position, you got guys you're afraid of on every single level, right? I should not be picking us to win this game. But it's your boy, Devin Hines, so you know that I am.
Have to.
27-24 pack.
27-24. All right, let me look up. I know someone that's going to be at this game, coworker of mine. I actually know 2 people from work that are going to be at this game. One's an Eagles fan, one's a Packers fan. Interesting. So Monday night, I'm looking up the weather right now because I think, is this going to be one of those kind of nights? It's going to be 32, clear. It's going to be 30 degrees and clear at kickoff. Okay, so a beautiful night at Lambeau. Weather not going to be a factor really one way or the other. We're playing the Eagles, right? They understand what 30 degrees feels like. But it feels like it's going to be a magical night at Lambeau. You know, under the lights.
Oh, okay.
Under the lights. Monday Night Football. The boys are going to come to play. Jordan Love's going to ball out. 37. 37-28.
Yeah, give me some numbers.
Luke Musgrave. I got to do it, right? Luke Musgrave gets a touchdown where he catches the football outside of the end zone.
And he
has to get into the end zone. I'm not going to say how.
Under his own power?
Or maybe Sean Ryan carries him in. Whatever it takes.
I was going to say, someone's going to pick him up. Maybe if you put an Anthony Belton, he can put him in.
Maybe.
But Lord knows, don't drop the play to have Jordan Morgan carry him in, because Jordan Morgan is really good at letting people down.
Yeah, I saw that coming. So Luke Musgrave will have to enter the end zone under his own power with the football already in his hands to score this one. Okay? And I'm thinking, let's go. Carrington Valentine gets a pick. I think he's going to back up that trash talk. I think he's gonna get one.
Carrington Valentine revenge game incoming?
I think so.
I would love it. All right. I already have my Josh Jacobs two rushing touchdowns over 80 yards, apparently.
Yeah.
Bo Melton, 1 snap on defense.
Oh, that's spicy.
That's all I want. Just put him out there.
Just for one play.
Probably won't be defending the tush push at nose tackle, like I said, but I think he'll get out there a little bit.
Maybe I think you're right. Maybe as a flying projectile in defense of the tush push. Quaid just chucks him over the top.
I'm feeling. What are those spider monkey things that jump out of trees and they
flying
can
squirrels?
Yeah, flying squirrels. There we go. This is a time it needs to be a YouTube show, unfortunately, for that reenactment of what apparently a flying squirrel does. But yeah, we'll see number 16 spread his wings and fly, baby, fly.
I love that. I'm not sure if I'm hoping that prediction comes true or not.
I absolutely am. But until next time,
go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.